for BetBoom.
Especially if it's game one.
Especially if it's game one.
Then you get some momentum. Maybe you get that 2-0. You're feeling good about the start to the series. And I think they have a draft that can do it here. I think what Tundra presented was a very strong vanguard of the classic 3-strength frontline cores. Yep. But Ursa is a vanguard breaker. Like, this hero doesn't care about how tanky you are because he just starts hitting you and he builds the stacks and he puts the onus on you to threaten him. Otherwise, you're dead. And that's kind of the type of game that Ursa likes to play. Not a hero that cares a lot about the A compared to most carries. Not a hero that cares a lot about strength cores just being in his face. So I think this was a really smart Ursa pick, and I think it can absolutely carry the game. Brewmaster is another one of those heroes that kind of breaks Vanguard lineups where like he just tosses one of the frontliners and trades himself for 1 to 1.5 of these cores.
Yeah.
Unless you focus one down. So I think there's some elements this draft BetBoom have going for them that could work really nicely here. You have displacement from Tiny as well. I think this Tundra draft's a little too one-dimensional. But that's just my thing.
Like in what way?
With the triple strength core, double artillery.
You just like they focus too much on the brawn.
Yeah, I think traditionally for me these triple. Oh, God, I know he's just dead.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be an easy first blood for Tundra to start things off. Now, here might be able to get the turnaround kill. He's going to take a while to chase down the Jakiro. Burrow Strike dissuades him of that notion. Now he's going to have to back away and probably take a decent amount of damage in return. So, going very well so far for Tundra, but they are going to lose Whitemon in top lane, unable to get the kill on save. Whitemon dies to Miro.
Generally, you don't want to skirmish that level 1 with the Ursa lanes, especially Ursa Silencer. Surprised he got caught up that far. But Tundra will definitely take that. Going back to kind of the archetype of this lineup, I think the triple strength core works when you have some secret sauce scaling in the heroes in the ultra late.
Okay.
I think Sand King can kind of fit that, right? Like this hero with 6 slots suddenly becomes really spooky for a lot of heroes.
I don't think Kunkka fits that.
No, he definitely does not. And I think the Bristle used to, but he has been tuned down a bit. So he's kind of still in there. I go back to, you know, Falcons are the progenitors of this, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And I think it looked best when ATF's heroes were frontliners that also scaled tremendously. The Timbersaw when he was broken, the Mars with his old Ags, the Razor Vipers when they just got 6 slots and took the late game over.
I mean, talking about
it just works really well.
The Bristleback scaling, he didn't even go the scaling talent. The Facet, rather. He went for Stop Rocket.
Even more important here, I think Tundra have to get that mid-game rolling. I don't think they want to just go ultra late versus 6-slotted Ursa. I don't see it being fun. No. Maybe you can kite it out completely with like a bunch of Wind Wakers and Ghost Scepters and crazy stuff. We see Tundra do that all the time. It's one of the things that just makes them a really scary team to play against. They can itemize their way out of situations a lot of other teams might not be able to. So by no means am I counting them out. I just think it's interesting they went all in for this.
That is going to be the biggest downside for the Ursa in this game, right? Matchup-wise, he may be pretty good at breaking some of the Tundra heroes, but Ghost Scepter has been maybe one of the biggest meta items so far this patch.
And Yule's is still a fine item to buy. I think we see it a little less than maybe we should. Still a very strong item against Ursa in particular, but just kiting fights out. Gives you a lot of value. You can still go into the Wind Waker later. So I'm not against it. We still see Shivas being really popular as well. I expect to see it on some point 33 here. This is the Sand King carry player, right? This man is not going pipe. If he goes pipe, I'm calling the doctor back in here.
Okay, fair enough. He is doing very well in his lane. 17-2, the Ursa suffering the most of all the cores in CS at 10-4. Crystal is going to commit here on Miro. Miro did have some stick charges, so he is going to be fine. And it's Crystallis who takes a lot of damage on his way out.
You know, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, Avery.
Do you like the addition of Crystallis to Tundra? Because it's the first game of this roster we have casted.
I think it was the best replacement they had available.
Well, that's not very high praise.
I think it's, I mean, if you are the 4th best of this carry like archetype, like the playstyle wise, I think that's pretty high praise. It's just, you know, you're not
really not
you're not the best.
The more you're praising him, the less it sounds like you're praising him.
This is not shade. I'm not throwing shade at him.
So I've been watching him with Crystallis for a little bit now.
Okay.
The one thing that sticks out to me with him compared to the other carries they played with, which I guess with this roster has been Nightfall and Dyrachyo, right?
Yeah.
That success with one, not a lot of success with the other. And I think this has been mixed so far. Maybe leaning a little more towards the successful side.
Okay.
The one thing I noticed that I don't like is I feel that Crystallis and 33 are both players that exert the most pressure when their hero is picked early in the draft.
Ah,
like
yes,
really early. And I think you get in these later drafts and you know what Crystallis is going to play.
Yeah.
I think he's the most hero pool limited carry we've seen in a long time. Not necessarily limited, but he stays in his lane. He's going to play one of his 5 heroes, his 6 heroes. You know he is.
He's got some heroes that he's S tier on for sure.
Yeah, so generally you would just pick it early, right? And that's kind of the value he gives your team as he goes down here is you can just pick the Razor, you can pick the Burst, you can pick the Monkey, you can pick the Gyro, and he doesn't give a damn. And he's going to play his game and have a really good performance. Okay, but then you look at this 33 guy, and if you look at TI or the lands they've done really well, he also poses that problem. He's going to pick the Visage, the Beast, the Doom, whatever Brewmaster is in the meta, he's going to play. He's going to first pick it. What do you do about it?
Yeah, he's been one of those problem players for drafters in that they feel like I have to ban these heroes on the very first banning phase, otherwise 33 is going to get his Doom first pick.
Exactly.
Right, and that's
part of the strength. That's part of the pressure
already.
So I feel like that overlap it can be awkward sometimes because then you get in these drafts where you last pick Razor for Crystallis, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's great,
but it wasn't a surprise.
He's the best Razor in the world, but
yeah.
Fifth picking it is way different than first picking it and forcing people to try and address it and him playing through it and setting up other picks. So that's the one thing about this roster construction that we see more games from his team. I'm interested in seeing how they maybe either adapt it or work around it, or if we see one of these players shift the priority down and try and play more niche picks. Not saying they're not capable of doing that. I just think it is going to be something that is interesting to watch for.
Do you think that stretches to BCM in a smaller degree? Do you think he is also a hero that has some signature heroes that he looks very good on?
No, I think you can give him a niche last pick.
Okay.
And he's completely fine.
So maybe he's the person that you look to have the most unique picks, which Kunkka is...
Yeah, that's why they first phased the Kunkka for him here.
Yeah. Maybe they just have a different theory of drafting than you do, Avery.
Anyway, back to the game, Austin. 7-minute Wisdom Rune fight.
The boat's coming in hot. Dead shot to push away the Kunkka, but the boat still lands. They get inside the Wisdom Rune area, and Miro is not good on resources. He's going to have to back away from here. Torrent's going to maybe land. It doesn't land. Miro does manage to sidestep that one. GPK is into the middle of it. So as Miro falls, GPK takes his place on the Wisdom Rune, but both of them are getting low from all these quills racking up. Finally, Chrysalis falls, but at the end, Whitemon is able to reign supreme and takes away the Wisdom.
Whitemon, boss, he's 5.5 now. He's a monster.
He's almost level 6. He is a high-level Ancient Apparition that will deny here. Tries to go for the deny, ends up dying instead to Pure.
That is an absurd fight that early on that. I mean, the only player who's not there is the Sand King. So I guess 33 is kind of happy about that. Does clean up that other Wisdom Shrine. I guess Jakiro's, not there because he died earlier, but yeah, Whitemon cleaning up. These quills, that is where Snot Rocket is more valuable in that scene, right, for sure.
Okay, so did Tundra win because they got double shrines? Seems like they traded equal-ish on the heroes, and they got double shrines.
I think they win that out. I mean, that's a fight without the Brewmaster 6. That's why it's just so tough for them. Like, they're missing their whole team fight in that spell.
So Tundra maybe a little bit down in gold, but
they are winning this because they're getting Ancient stacks on both Ancients, and they're clearing them both right now.
Yes.
33 is... Well, he is doing some work.
Look at this Ice Blast. Look at this Ice Blast. I think they know he's doing the Ancient stack right now.
This is their Ice Blast.
Okay, never mind. They know that it's Pure who's...
What team are you on,
man? What was that Ice Blast then? What's he going for?
He hit the guy bottom. What do you mean?
Yes, but it was a Jakiro one-man setup. Crystal's going to die in the top lane. Boat is coming in, but Miro, he's already split up. You could do a little bit of cleave damage, I guess, but...
They almost killed Pure off the Ice Blast.
Still after Pure, 30 seconds later.
Is he going to get him?
He got the Ice Path on him. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition's probably going to burn out to Miro here. Hits him with the X, maybe trying to go for...
If only he had Ice Blast. He could have. He could have. The Jakiro died anyway. Oh, it's a disaster.
Deadshot whiffs as BZM thinks it's back to fighting here in the top lane as Chrysalis rejoins the squad. And yes, BZM will die. Chrysalis starts getting more and more go on Miro, but Miro, he's got that little bit of that drunken brawl. He's moving a little quick. He's trying to dig into the trees. He's trying to TP away. It won't work.
33 here to clean up the buffet after the plates have been set. Luckily, he didn't get his ancient stolen by that ice blast from his teammate.
Who is winning? I don't understand what's going on in this game.
Apparently not you.
Apparently,
you are not winning this game. I don't think the chart knows who's winning either. Tundra are ahead in XP off the Wisdom Shrines, but the skirmishing has definitely swung back to BetBoom's. I mean, the Brewmaster did a lot in that sequence.
Yeah.
This hero's kind of nasty if he gets rolling in these fights. Like, he's exceedingly tanky. The Vessel Cinder Brew is a lot of early damage. You really need to land those good ice blasts to bring him down.
True.
I think the real victor in all this was 33, man. He's just gobbled up so much farm in the last 2 minutes. It's disgusting.
He took the Ancients on the bottom side of the map. Now he's taking the Ancients on the top side of the map. There are no Ancients for any other Tundra heroes, it seems.
You might just gate back bottom here, too. Go back to farming everything. Depends how much he wants to defend this top tower and try and force BetBoom to fight with the Brew ulti into the Sandstorm epicenter.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough fight if you don't have some decent burst damage. They do have global, though. That is one of the things about this game where BetBoom, I like the Ursa pick because of that as well, right? You can commit the Tiny and the Ursa to burst a single target, and even if it goes a little haywire, you don't get him right at the start, you just global.
Sure.
And then you have so much more time to commit onto that target. There's no Sand King turnaround.
Here takes an Ice Blast and a Macro Pyre, and Ice Blast is already gone, so maybe he can't successfully TP at the last bit of damage. Ooh, they barely got him. TP just a little shy there. Meanwhile, toss over. Deadshot back into the play with an avalanche as he is facing the rest of BetBoom. The neutrals will try and interfere, but it doesn't work.
Stolen int as well. Some permanent mental damage here, and it gets that tower. Downside of 33 going bottom for that play. You get the Ursa kill or help secure it. It wasn't needed. You don't defend that top tower, so now you have to trade out these tier 1s. Still finding a lot here in these early game on these cores for Tundra, but I do feel like BetBoom are winning all the skirmishes.
Typically, is it more valuable for Dire to trade safe lane towers anyway because it opens up the Tormentor?
Yeah, I think it's generally a fine play. Like, I think Radiant rather defend this than give it up for free.
Sure.
Versus Dire on this top side.
X underneath the tower, but hit by a lot. Deadshot into the calling, now tossed back. The Ice Blast is going to be a bit off the mark. Whitemon just has to try and reposition for the orb to land, but BCM's already been burned out. The boat will get the revenge kill. The two supports go down, but now Miro's joined into the mix, and he's still got his primal split. Hits it right before the Burrow Strike, goes onto the Jakiro, and GPK will provide a little bit of assistance from long distance, but Miro finds that he can't actually finish off either one of these supports.
Yeah, throw someone in the air. Yeah, there you go. That's their dominant.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking. Oh, he almost got
no, he didn't get the deny.
Oh, my, not like this.
Instead.
It's not like this, man. Or
why didn't he at least commit the Brewlings to the tower?
Would say,
oh, shit. That's like one of those talent memes that I don't know if it really stretches to the community.
I'm sure the community's on top of it.
Roll the Cinderin clip, please. 33 is still working on his Bloodstone. Are you okay? You saw the Ags earlier. Are you good with this Bloodstone buildup?
I am always good with Bloodstone.
Even
my favorite item in Dota.
Even against the Ursa, though. The Ursa is really good at putting single target damage on heroes that no matter how much heal, no matter how much tank you have, you won't survive.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe you will survive.
Okay, we'll see if he does. Miro, he'll get frostbitten.
I do like that they have two of the highest damage supports in the meta right now behind these 3 strength cores. I think that balances his lineup a lot.
Yes.
We've seen some lineups today where you just don't have damage to make any kind of play. Kunkka is the most notorious hero for falling into that trap because he's just generally very low damage out of the mid.
Yeah.
And so the fact you have Jakiro to throw out 6 or 7 nukes behind an X-Mark Torrent is just feels so good here for Tundra. And they're getting some decent value out of it. This Bloodstone's already done. The reason I like the Bloodstone is eventually I think you do want Shivas this game. You're either getting it on Sand King or Kunkka or both. Okay. But I think you can get Shivas on Sand King, go for AC on Kunkka, maybe Radiance. And then this AC is going to be mega value for the Snot Rocket Bristle.
Okay, yeah.
Who could also get an AC. You could get Shivas 3 ACs.
Okay. That's an idea, sure. And 5 Ghost Scepters.
Now we're cooking.
Setting up for the Tormentor, BetBoom.
Oh, this is interesting.
In position, smoking aggressively in.
Ooh.
Oh, what a toss, though. GPK hits big AoE damage with Safe behind him to try and finish out the Jakiro and the Ancient Apparition. 2 of the damage-dealing supports are gone on the side of Tundra. They can't win a fight anymore on Tundra. Toss up in the air, denied his TP out. He'll finish off the Sand King as well.
What a nice pincer maneuver. 2 through the gate off the smoke. You have Global to back that early initiation up, and then the rest of the team joins from other angles. I mean, Tundra just completely caught off guard in the middle of no man's land. They did not know which way to go. Waymon had no idea where to even throw that AL. He's just like, yeah, I'll throw it here. Screw it. Yeah, that fight was just over the second GPK gets this avalanche combo off. And this is what I'm saying with the Global. That's why I think Global is super nice this game, because you have easy initiation. And the second that goes off, it's pretty straightforward to Global, because you remove the Sand King counterplay, you remove the Kunkka counterplay. There's no boat here, right? This is a fight. You're fighting at 15 minutes with Kunkka. You don't even get boat off. That's just debilitating.
The Tormentor item shard did go to Kataomi, so he's going to be stealing some extra int.
It's actually a very impactful shard when you get this early. You can start winning fights. It's super nice for the permanent int steal.
Bristleback in particular is so dependent on his mana.
There's that X combo going to work. I mean, you want to make as much waves as possible. All this global silence is on cooldown. This is all time for Pure to farm. And I still think Ursa's a big threat in this game. Got to start gearing up for his scale. The later and later this game goes with your Tundra. You will have an early BKB in this game, which means, yeah, you can get Ghost Scepters, you can get Yules, but you don't have any BKB piercing stun unless you're getting the armor items plus Abyssal later. Gonna be strong, and he's gonna threaten an early Roshan as well. Now, Tundra do have really good Roshan contest. AA, Sand King, Jakiro, Kunkka. I mean, this is a tough lineup to force the Roshan against, unless you get the team fight into it.
Yeah.
But it is something BetBoom can do. Like, you smoke with the tiny Brewmaster ulti up, jump somebody global, kill them, have 30 seconds on the clock, just do Roshan. That kind of play sounds pretty smooth to me. And another reason that Tundra need to keep these lanes out. Like, you do not want to give up that play easily here in the next 5 minutes, where it does not cost BetBoom a lot. Because you're in this Radiance race right now. You're very close to Radiance on the Brewmaster, and you're very close to Radiance on the Kunkka. And whoever gets it first might just take it all. The stakes are that high.
Not just the game, not just the series. Ancient Apparition, a quick kill on him is nice, but they're burning underneath the Macropyre. Pure's going to jump in from the side, and once again, BetBoom start a team fight by taking out the 2 supports. And just like that, much of the damage is out the window from Tundra. BetBoom to have to retreat this time around, but they don't lose anything for it.
Do not see him either. Again, these pickoffs, you have to be careful. That Roshan can be done really fast. Tundra are responding. They do not want to give up too much map or too many lanes getting shoved in here. You see their cores clearing all 3 right now, trying to get to that Kunkka Radiance. I assume it's Blink Dagger. Yes, Blink Dagger for the Sand King just flew out. So Tundra are going to have a pretty good point here to try and make an aggressive play of their own. And I think the sooner you do it, the better, because that Ursa BKB is coming. So your window to make this aggressive play on Pure is, you know, this next 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, your damage is gonna suck once that BKB is up on her. So
can kite him a little because his damage is still a little low. Oh, they're just going
straight to the pit, huh?
Okay, I mean, no cares.
Fear.
I don't mind this play. It's really fast. If you have a read that Tundra are not in the vicinity or not able to just TP smoke instantly to combat this, it's
Ice
free.
Blast is coming.
It could end really poorly, though.
It could. It really could. Oh, God. God, it's going to hit right as Roshan's about to die, and it goes 33 with the epicenter burrow strike, and the Aegis is barely picked up by Pure just in the nick of time. He hops out of the pit, makes a run for it. Caught by BZM, though, inside of the X, so he is going to lose that Aegis, and he's probably going to lose the second life, too, as Tundra surrounding him. The macro pyre, the boat is coming in with a burrow strike on top. There's just too much burst damage, and Pure, no way out of it.
I guess that's a win. Not for BetBoom. I mean, that's why I don't like forcing that, because I think the counter Roche from Tundra is super strong there.
And it really only takes, like you said it, Tundra was not in the best position to contest, but it only takes one hero to be in position to accurately start a fight that is good for Tundra.
I mean, Kataomi, he just ran up the hill, I guess, to like try and slow the play down a little bit. So you're just sacrificing silence there instantly. This Brutalty's not doing a lot. You're tossing an Epicenter Sand King. Who cares? You toss a Bristle here, but Pure, he has no ult, nothing to get out of there. No BKB. So that's an Aegis down.
And another pick. This time it's save on Muerta.
I mean, yeah, Tundra are super happy with this. You negated this first Aegis completely, and it didn't cost you anything. I think that's one of those examples of, like, BetBoom know they can get Roche in this period. They know they want to, but the proper sequencing there to set it up to make sure that the play is efficient and it leads into more is what it's really about. It's not just about getting the Aegis right.
Yeah.
Because if you get the Aegis, but the sequence isn't good, then who cares? Now you're in this position where, okay, now you're almost to Ursa BKB, and now you don't have a Roshan to take for 7 to 9 minutes in this game.
Sure.
And now it's like, okay, well, now we can just try and fight, but now Tundra can just rat. You don't have an objective to force them to get the fight with the BKB Ursa. That almost backfires doubly here. Yeah, Tundra feeling very good about the position now. That was quite a turn of events.
And well on their way to Shivas for the Sand King. BKB is going to be the item for BZM. And Chrysalis, who has Heaven's Halberd and an SNY, is going to go for a Yules to counter the Ursa.
I think Tundra's getting the items that they need to win this mid-game here. Even Drum on Soxa, a little extra kite ability. He's going 4-staff Ghost Scepter. You have the Radiance on the Kunkka, mischance. You have Halberd on the Bristle, more mischance. You're going to have a Yules Bristle, a Yules Ancient Apparition, and a Shiva Sand King. That is, I mean, those are just, what is that, 7, 8 items to make the Ursa's life miserable? And that's kind of what this game is about. Can Ursa kill people or can he not kill people?
That's true.
Sometimes Dota is a simple game, Austin.
I guess so.
Do you get smacked by the bear, or do you send the bear into an scientifically unknown whirlwind that never ends?
Scientifically
unknown
question. What? It's a great way to describe that, Avery. Thank you.
Somewhere out there, Yules is smiling. Like the dude, not the... Or I guess he's not, because he works at Riot now. I don't know the history.
Oh, BKB is done for the Ursa. So time to see what BetBoom can put together with that item. I mean, starting off with a pickoff. A catch save here. He got off the call-in. 4-staff trying to get some distance before BCM hits the X, but a Yules Scepter, Ice Blast, and he will survive just a little bit longer with this ult, but eventually he'll die under the effect of Sandstorm.
BetBoom just split pushing. They wanted this Ursa BKB. They have it, and now they kind of want to set up a play with it. They're not going to join some fight that gets started on bad terms for them and force Pure to commit poorly. Like, that's the worst case scenario. You just jump the Ursa in off a bad initiation, and he has to pop the BKB early and then gets kited. Then you're going to be in trouble. You need to make sure these cores go in together. You can lock heroes down, set the damage up.
So it's up to GPK and Miro to
100%
set the table for the big bad bear.
Like, maybe Pure just finds an opening. He's a very aggressive carry, and we see him do it a lot. But I think ideally, it's your Panda and your Tiny going in and setting the cores up for this Ursa to come in. And then you can hold the BKB a little bit, right? If you're going on the Sand King, you're going on the Kunkka, he doesn't have to pop the BKB instantly. Even that extra 1 or 2 seconds makes a huge difference. So that said, Pure probably will just jump somebody because he's Pure.
He does tend to do that, and they see Chrysalis right now. They go after him. Hit with the Avalanche. No, Pure's actually going to play a little bit slow. Got tossed back. Now he's going to pop the BKB as they know the Bristleback is done for.
That is exactly the kind of fight you want. You still have the tiny
Nice
BKB.
fat Macropire hits GPK. He's going to have to use his own BKB here. So 2 BKB charges used for the pickoff on Tundra's carry.
I wonder if he could have baited that out a little bit too.
Hard to say.
Maybe you're worried about the Sand King burst damage.
Yeah, because you don't have any saves, right? Yeah. Your only save is Global Silence. That's already used.
I don't blame him for that. It's just tempting to like hold on, go to half, bait them in, then you get another Ursa jump. There's no bristle there. Nonetheless, BetBoom will take that. See, this is where if you got that play and then you did Roche off, like now you're cooking in this game, right? That play just backfired so hard. Up here, you do not want to get caught here.
Yeah, with no BKB. Oh, God, 33 is going to blind him before he can get through the gate.
He's dead.
And just like that, Pure is gone. They've got stuns,
yeah,
right? They've got the Yules from Whitemon to stop the gate. Yeah.
Man, this is like, you just use both your BKBs to get a bristle kill, and then you lose your Ursa anyway.
And now you're going to lose the second Tormentor as well, right?
Probably. Yeah, Shiva's done for the Sand King. Has Miro even gotten a fight out of this raid? It sounded like he has, really.
No.
Like a full-on team fight. So you really want to fight this Tormentor, because your Brew, this is what you pick the hero for.
But how do you do it without your primary damage dealer to cut through these tanky heroes? Miro, he's going to have to use the Primal Split, or else he could just get chain stunned here and not be able to survive through the burst. Barely gets off the Primal Split there. 200 HP is all that's left. But yeah, all the AoE damage from the Epicenter. It's only the Earth Panda that has that magic resistance to survive through all that AoE damage. Crystallis actually in some trouble. Tossed back underneath the calling. Half HP, his team is TPing in, but he's been dead shot back at a GPK. A little bit more damage to finish him off, but they can't get it. Now the shield rune is going to be needed. GPK has a BKB. He'll dodge a bit of that burrow strike. Katomi and Save are going to be left behind. An attempted go onto the bristleback. Goes poorly for BetBoom.
And now he has Yules. That plays way harder if he has Yules to dispel all the silencer debuffs and buy more time. It's a nice attempt, though. You got to be wary of these tiny tossbacks in this game. There's a lot you get tossed into if you don't have the dispels available.
It did pull Tundra away from that second Tormentor. They'll go back to it now, though.
Did neutralize that death timer of the Ursa a bit. So maybe they're not too sad about that.
I mean, it only really means something if BetBoom could actually fight for the Tormentor, but because they don't have Primal Split, Tundra could just jam it.
This is going to be a game about kiting. All these support players are just building as much items to kite this game as you can. We're going to see like quad 4 staff or something in this game. Pretty disgusting.
4 staff is a very good item in Dota 2. Basher is only going to do so much to help with that kiting.
You needed it.
Tundra can cover each other.
Need to get to like Abyssal Nullifier, Ags Octarine with a refresher on there. You're looking pretty good.
Okay. 6-slotted bear to carry the game.
I mean, that's what the hero does. You get 6 slotted and you smack people.
Your admiral is on board.
Nullifier will be a big timing for BetBoom in this game. When does Pure opt for that? I think he has to get it at some point. We do see some Ursas bypass this, but like, you're looking at Tundra's items. If you bypass the Nullifier here, you're entirely reliant on the tiny lockdown and hitting people in that lockdown.
Yeah, if you don't go the Nullifier build and you go for like the Windmaker Octarine, you're trying to play a longer team fight against a lineup that I think is kind of comfortable with it. I mean, at least the Bristleback is.
You also, I mean, the other route is you go the Satanic Swift Blink build, but doing that into the A is a mixed bag as well.
Yeah, very mixed.
You're not guaranteed to get Satanic value at all. So I think you'd rather just go the Nullifier route. Just Nullifier, Abyssal, get in there, have a refresher shard at some point for double BKB ult.
Especially since the Global Silence like can really help that all-in maneuver. Second go from Roshan. BetBoom will succeed this time, not being interrupted. I mean, Crystallis is nearby, but he's not a Sand King.
Okay. Yeah, a lot cleaner that time around. This is a big Aegis. What can BetBoom get done on the map during this Aegis? We will see the Aegis power play at the end of this 5 minutes. Sure. Production was very happy.
How much?
To say that.
How much do you expect them to get? What is your prediction on how much net worth?
Don't show it now. We show it in 5 minutes. How much do I expect them to gain in the next 5 minutes?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get any. I think Tundra is either going to win the team fight against them or they're going to outfarm them on the map because they have this 33 Sand King.
I will say they gain 2K net worth outside of a team fight. Now, if they win a team fight, that's going to be like 5K. So. Subtracted team fight. If there's a team fight, we'll subtract that.
I feel like they only gain if they win a team fight.
No, I think they're going to gain a little here. Oh.
Well, that's a bad sign.
Not again.
Everybody.
Why is it always us? Maybe they were never DDoSing. They were DDoSing us all along.
It's all just a test. Don't worry, everybody. We're getting back into the game pretty quickly here, so shouldn't be a... seems just like a momentary hiccup. 17-16, a dead even game on our hands. It's a good way to set the standard here for Tundra BetBoom, as I imagine
less than 1,000 gold difference and 500 XP difference. That's very even.
Yeah, I imagine these two teams will play again in this tournament. Feel like they're very likely to make pretty deep runs in the playoffs and probably meet again.
And the nullifier queued up.
He is queued up.
So he's just
will he get there?
Yeah, he'll get there. What do you mean, will he get there? You think they're going to lose this game in the next 2 minutes? He won't get there.
It's entirely possible.
And BZM is going for the AC after this Radiance, so he's going to be a beefy boy. It's going to be AC on the bristle. I told you, they're just going to go triple AC, man. Triple Shiva, triple AC, triple down on that armor. You buy it all. Even if you bring down one, you still have the auras. What can you do? Nothing.
Okay, I'm always down with... I think double Shivas is fine. Double AC, though?
Triple it all. Triple. You know what I'm saying? Animal style. Throw it all on there.
No. At least Shivas has an active that you can use in different times of the team fight. AC, that is really inefficient to have multiple of them.
You're right. Crystallis agrees he's not going anymore. He's going to panic, but he also got jumped.
And he got tossed back into Pure. Immediately Yule's up in the air. Pure delayed a little bit. Hits a bash onto the Bristleback. Give him a force snap, but he blinks after him. Couldn't finish off the Bristleback. Now this is a little awkward. The BKB has been used, and he only can get so far with 33 hitting a Burrow Strike on a Miro. Miro shrugs that off, but Pure is burning in the macro pyre, and he's going to be pulled back by the X. That's going to be the Aegis gone.
Do Tundra want to commit deeper on this?
Do they feel like they can? Setting up the Torrent, but he got the blink away. Torrent timing a little bit off. Miro torrent it down. Had to use the primal split there. Felt like it was necessary. Now the epicenter. It's burning through all the Brewlings. Once again, the Brewlings are gone. And Tundra have played the fight slow against BetBoom, and BetBoom stumbling.
He's stuck now.
As they reach down to the low ground, Katomi will just have to TP out, chasing after Miro's Earth Panda here. The Brewling.
Just get out of this fight. Just get out of this fight. Two heroes get cliffed. They're on opposite sides of the fight. None of these initiations go well. All three failed for BetBoom. Just get out of there, man. Try again later. Store is closed.
Great use of the Aegis. Let's go ahead and check out that power play, shall we?
Oh, on the dot.
Listen, they may have
on the dot
technically gone up in net worth, but I'm pretty sure they lost that Aegis timing.
Was that 5 minutes?
No, it was the Aegis died.
Yeah, well, if it had been 5, no, I'm saying if it had been 5 minutes,
yeah,
I would have had it on the money.
No, in 5 minutes they will have lost more net worth.
Would have been on the money, just for the record.
Because BetBoom are going to have to take a little bit of a break right now to finish up their nullifier. I don't think they're taking another fight until they have that.
They're going to have to scale this tiny. This is not a game Ursa 1v5s. With how close it is?
That's what you said Ursa does. Gets 6 slot and hit speed.
Yeah, he does, but he hits them with friends.
Could always use some friends. 30. I'm not sure who's taking this fight. 33 or GPK. GPK has to use his BKB. Clip of the Ice Blast there to instant force staff from Katomi, and Global Silence used to boot, but they are long, long ways away from the tower. They're going to run down Katomi. He gets casually 2 shot. Meanwhile, GPK still caught as his BKB is down, and they make mincemeat out of him, and It's been like 1 minute since the Aegis expired, and look at that! Tundra's up 3K
Well,
net
that
worth.
wasn't the question, though. We saw the Aegis power play, and we saw exactly what that was worth.
Roll with that Aegis power
No, we
play
don't
one
need to
more
do that.
time,
I don't think they
please.
calculate it when the Aegis isn't up off. DD in the bottom river, nobody knows. Another failed game for BetBoom. BetBoom sets them back considerably. I think you just need the Tiny and Ursa together to go for any of these plays. Heroes are too tanky.
I think that's the problem right there inherently. I don't think they, at least Pure, didn't want to go to first place until he had Nullifier.
Look at this guy.
Got it out with an amp damage.
Yeah, Pure sneaking in the back with a little smoke of his own off the ninja gear.
Yeah, he takes the, cuts the wave.
Gets a TP out of the Kunkka, too.
And with Glyph used, backdoor protection might go up in time.
You could definitely fight if you just jump these cores together with this Nullifier. Not a lot Tundra can do about it.
It will not.
They have a lot of items that get disabled by it. This is going to be another game where Tundra just buy 5 Ghost Scepters, 4 BKBs, 3 ACs, 2 Shivas, 6 Radiances, and like they just stack all of the physical mitigation on there, and it just becomes impossible to do anything. You know,
I can't wait for the Courier Radiance to show up.
It's like an in-and-out party order. You know?
Back in the good old days of the Beyond the Summit.
That's what 33 is literally that mean. 50 guys, we need to buy 55 Shivas, 55 Ghost Scepters, 55. They can't hit anything.
I think you should leave, Skit. I'm doing something!
55 Shiva guards. 55 Eagle Scepters. It does seem like this team really likes this. Like, once they agree on the items, they really like to just jam them in. Like, as many as they can get.
I mean, you gotta admit, this team is probably one of the better teams of itemization.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like teams
100%.
of 33 always are.
Oh, yeah. He's the item drill sergeant, you know?
GPK, you're not getting that. Wisdom Shrine is all Tundras.
Do you think he looks at what people are going to buy?
I
and then, like,
100%,
side eyes
and
them?
you like micros.
Like, he looks over, you know, Whitemont's monitor. He's like, he sees, like, some Midas. He starts eyeing him. Hey there, brother.
I'm pretty sure he's the one who called out Chrysalis's double AC.
You don't think it was BZM who was buying the AC?
No. I think they turn their brains off when it comes to itemization. Just listen to what 33 tells them to buy. Ice Blast with the Primal Split going off in just the nick of time. That would have been a really bad hit because he does have the gem. 33, yeah, with the Nullifier on him. He's in a bit of trouble right now. He still has the BKB, though.
This could be close.
With the Bloodstone, Global Sound's going to be used. A beautiful Torrent. That allows a bit of a separation. Enough for 33 to get to the bridge, gets force-staffed, and he is away. Leaving Soxa behind, though. Pure already using his BKB. Kills the Jakiro. TP's out. X is still on him.
Coming back? He's coming back.
He's coming back, isn't he? Oh, he is screwed.
No Nightfall for you, brother. You are in the fight permanently. I mean, that is one of those interactions would not have worked 3 years ago, but
yep.
You cannot escape from the Kunkka's clutches now.
Just another bound.
Even if you get out there, are you happy with that fight if you're BetBoom? I don't think you will. Like, you're committing another BKB charge with this Nullifier to bring down a Jakiro, and then you're just all TPing out? Are you ever going to win the game like that? They need to find a way to convert in these long team fights.
I mean, I think if they did kill 33,
well, that is very different. Yeah.
Then they can stay in that fight and probably win it out. But because 33 escaped, they know he's coming back in with an epicenter.
I mean, that is just the crux of this game. Can you burst that first big frontliner that you jump?
Man, if that happens, get a satanic on BZM. He's level 23.
Well, yeah, it's because the Bristol went satanic. So you know, they all got to go satanic now.
Okay. I haven't seen this farm of a Kunkka in a long time.
He's mega jacked, man. What's his KDA? 7-3 and 9, but he has 369. Nice CS. Yeah, he's yoked. He's got the shard. He's got a Nemesis curse, mystical Nemesis curse. I mean, he's smacking pretty hard. This hero does some decent right click with this kind of build up, especially with the splash hits.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, with the fast hit added on top of that to lower the cooldown. The Tidebringers.
This is definitely the most stable Kunkka I've seen in a long time. You know, he just feels meaty here.
Thick, juicy.
Yeah, he's got some meat on his bones right now.
Some haunches.
There's a gem on BetBoom. Yeah, you can get some vision, but I think it still comes down to how do you start the fight. And I still don't really see anything other than the Tiny and the Ursa jumping together. Maybe you bait them onto the Panda?
They're going for that Panda, but they don't really heavily commit. They're just trying to get something out. And Pure, he already made the jump. And he jumped after BZM. GPK goes in and does manage to hit a nice combo onto the two supports. Doesn't finish off either one just yet. The both give it a little bit more survivability. Stocks that does get burned out over time. Yule Scepter up in the air. Kataomi is going to be the victim of the Bristleback. The dead shot. Glimmer Cape actually creating a little bit of time.
Pure coming back.
Wasting a lot of time. The Global Silence goes in. Meanwhile, Pure, he finishes off the Ancient Apparition. But GPK, his BKB no longer up. And Miro, he still has the Primal split at half HP. He's probably going to have to use it here.
Still Versa BKB.
If
you
he
can
uses
re-go.
it, can Pure go back in? He goes after the Sand King, tries to finish him up. 33 activates the BKB, and Bro strikes up to the high ground. Now he's hitting that tanky Kunkka, and he doesn't have the damage for that big boy. It is just too much beat on BZM. He can take it. Nullifier, he takes the shots, takes the hits from Pure, and survives through it all. The Primal Split is up next. Can they finish off this damn Kunkka? They can't. BZM, he stands tall through it all. Kites Miro, waves goodbye as he will be swept away. Chrysalis in 33 will carry it out.
Oh, what a team fight from Tundra. I mean, the kiting in this is just absurd, and the durability from that man right there. I do not know how much damage BZM took in that fight, but it was a lot. And he dealt 7,000. That is an insane amount for this Kunkka. A lot of that was blade mail and radiance, but like those are your tools to deal damage. So he got the max value here. 4 tidal waves, 5 torrents. Disgusting team fight.
That's just how they build them down in North Carolina. Got them big old heroes.
He is taking some base around here as a nullifier now completed for Crystallis. The options are just running out here for BetBoom. I go back to, again, the initiation, right? The Tiny's going in while the Ursa's running away.
Yes.
It's just not going to work out.
They're not on the same page.
I do like that Pure went for the reinitiation. He finds the support. You take out the supports.
Yeah.
You just lost the Tiny in the meantime. And the other downside is that it makes that fight super long, which generally is going to favor Tundra, I think. Ultimately, this will lead into the next Roshan, and man, Tundra grabbed this. They're mega happy. Take this Aegis away from the Ursa. Those fights just become even harder for Pure to play. And he held his ult BKB very long in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
Like, he held it as long as you can hold it. Still couldn't kill 33 with like a full round of Fury Sword.
They have tried a number of times to try and deal with 33. They know how important it is to burst him down to win the overall team fight. Longer team fights are just not going to go well for them if they're fighting underneath the Sandstorm.
And he took Epicenter Pulses, level 25 on this Sand King. He took Epicenter Pulses over the Sandstorm Slow and Blind, which used to be just an automatic take. It used to be 50%, which skewed a lot more, but
a little broken.
This is also a really nice talent if you ever end up with Ags on the Sand King.
Yes.
Because then your damage just goes through the roof. With the amount of cost it costs.
Yeah, I mean, with the refresher shard that he's got, I feel like the Epicenter Pulse is probably the right choice.
Also, the evasion slow is probably, honestly, not that impactful this game.
Yeah, it's all about whether or not you survive through the BKB use of the Ursa, right? So you survive through that, then the goo and the quills and the torrents and the boats and the sandstorm, the burrow strikes, the ice pass.
Hex on this Kunkka now. Doesn't even have the slot for it. Also level 25. Took the cleave damage.
33 set up inside their base. Starts from the epicenter. Pure right next to him.
What? Did he not see
He lets it go. They get on top of the 33. He actually cut down the tree and goes for it. But 33, he can bro strike down to low ground. He is just too tanky. This Ursa can't kill him, man. Does manage to oversteal Totem a little bit of distance here, but he's going to be pulled back by the X, hit by the nullifier, knocked up. Ooh, the calling trying to help him out, but the silences aren't going to be enough. GPK tried to go for a toss, but it didn't work, and GPK crawls back to the fountain, but they've already called the GG. Tundra, an emphatic victory here in Game 1 as they just dismantle this Ursa strategy.
The first 2 Aegises were
Ringmaster.
Oh, yeah.
In the hands of White Mon, it's definitely good. Now, whether the hero is good in other people's hands,
yeah, who knows? Who
hit or
cares?
miss there, but
Pro Dota's, it was a trick question, Austin. Pro Dota's not about which heroes are good or bad. It's about how well you can use them.
Okay.
That was
How
bad.
good is
No follow-up.
BZM Snapfire?
His Snapfire is actually quite good. He used to play it back when it was very popular mid.
Yeah, he did very, very well on the old OG when they were winning tournaments back then.
I'll be honest though, I think this is a meme pick. I think this is we're like topping the group, we're super confident, let's pick Snap, you know, I'm gonna cook this guy, and then you end up going like 0-8. I don't really believe in this pick on paper.
Okay.
However, Tundra have very good execution at the moment, so they can maybe make anything work. I don't even think this lane is that good for the hero, to be honest. I know the panel was kind of hyping it up, but I think Monkey will do generally fine if you can dodge some of the scatter blasts with the mischief.
Yeah, we've seen Monkey actually be able to deal with a lot of hard matchups, and there's the trickery dodge on.
It's a lot of mana
blast.
that can get dodged. If you dodge 3 or 4 of these, I think this lane's completely fine. Especially when you're comparing it to things that could have come out like Viper, Sniper, Mega Ranged Hero with nukes, the mid Lich, you know?
What?
All I'm saying is this hero doesn't have attack speed slows. Monkey generally doesn't care about minus armor that early because he's a really high armor mid and out you anyway.
Yep.
And you have a spell that gets dodged by Mischief. So, I don't know. I just don't see this matchup being too intimidating. If I'm GPK, I feel like I actually got out of there. I'm like wiping the sweat off my brow right now.
Yeah.
Going, oh, thank God I don't have to play against that other stuff, you know? And this hero does not scale like he used to because the talents got nerfed. He loses a shot off of the Shredder. They buffed the damage 5% in the last patch. Is that good enough to make up for it? Not really. He needs a lot of levels. You're looking at level 20 talent for the extra 2 hits. Or the 2 targets, right? And the 15 for the extra hit. But you're still only going up to 6 hits. It used to be 9, I think, right? Or 8 for sure. So it just feels underwhelming.
Pure already taking a lot of damage. They went back for the Ursa again against a double melee combo of Darkseer and Tusk. Level 1 tag team being leveled up by Soxa gets a big punish.
It is interesting they went back for this Ursa. You would think maybe they lose a little faith in it. It is another game that in theory is good for Ursa. This hero's really good for Darkseer. This matchup's miserable for Darkseer. The wall illusion's irrelevant. You
Doesn't seem very miserable right now, though.
Yeah, the lane can be a
another tag team, Pure Blood. Yeah, that blood grenade should ensure it. They do manage to get the first blood just narrowly before
I think if he just
ends up going down. Kaitaomi is going to kite out 33. Might be able to win this fight. Last couple of shots, and he gets the double.
I think if Pure just stood there and hit the Tusk, he kills him first. With Fairy Fire plus stick. It's very close. Nonetheless, this will kind of work out okay in the end, though a lot of gold injected to 33 there. That's what you're worried about. What is he going to do when he comes back to lane with all this extra gold?
Sure, but they're going back into a level 3 hero. That is a lane-winning hero. I don't think you're going to be able to abuse this Ursa anymore.
You can abuse Miro. Whitemalling getting on the board here. This guy is definitely the best ringmaster right now.
Oh, yeah. He's perhaps the good lot of things. Nice snowball pickup. Dodging a lot of damage. And 33 will level up the Surge.
Yeah, the funny thing here is the lane that's going best for BetBoom is this mid lane, which is in theory the lane Tundra could have punished the hardest with the pick. That's why I'm saying this pick's kind of a meme pick, because I think GPK is going to be chilling here. He's mad chilling.
Yeah, 12-5 compared to the 10-1 Snapfire, losing it by a decent amount.
See, this is where all of my garbage games come into play. Because I have played mid-snap a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not good. But you still get a feel for, like, you know, what's this hero doing in the lane?
Sure, you can at least tell if you were a better player, you would have won the lane, or if it was just hopeless from the start.
And I remember playing this matchup, and when I played this matchup, the monkey dodged my first 8 shots, and I wanted to uninstall Dota. And it was getting to the point where I pump fake it like 3 times, and the guy still dodged it. Then I actually uninstalled Dota, and I came back tomorrow, and I re-queued because I'm a true Dota player, and I think people can relate to that story. That's why I'm telling it.
Did you make a Reddit post first? Goodbye, Dota.
No.
Never.
I got a friend to make a Reddit post.
Okay.
This matchup's just, I don't know. It's not as good as it used to be, man. It really isn't. But we'll see how hard BZM can scale on it.
Yeah, GPK almost getting the Jingu stacks, man. If
can't
you're
just
able to start getting the Jingu stacks, you're cruising big time.
Yeah, he even went Orb of Frost, by the way, before the boots. Generally, if you're in these really bad matchups, you're going to go early boots, like the Viper's lane, and just run around the map.
Sure.
So this is kind of a sign that GPK feels pretty comfortable staying here. Overall, though, Tundra winning the lane. Like, we should not harp too much on this Snapfire as I am doing, Austin. But we should look at the overall picture, and the overall picture is that Tundra are quite happy with this early game right now. And generally, if you win lanes with Darkseer, you're pretty happy.
Yeah. I mean, this bottom lane, you kind of knew you were going to win. It's double range heroes against a Bristleback. There's no real way for Bristleback to get aggressive.
I mean, look, if you lose a Ringmaster Gyro lane, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Well, I think you were supposed to uninstall.
Yeah, uninstall. Top right uninstall.
That's the solution for everything in Dota. Just
like, I don't know
uninstall.
what beats this lane. I mean, you can cheese it out. You can always cheese a lane out, you know. Some weird Huskar Broodmother or whatever, but in general, that is a unbeatable lane. Just kind of the strength of Ringmaster. That hero just... You do not out-trade that hero. You can all in him, you can out-cheese him, but you cannot out-trade him.
Yeah, daggers are just way too efficient.
Except for the support Viper. We have not seen that yet. We might.
Okay.
I do like the Shadow Demon matchup. I was waiting for more people to play this, because I do think the strong Dispels versus Ringmaster really hurt his scalability.
Okay.
You alleviate one of the issues of playing against this hero. Like, one of the issues is the early game. Don't want to let him run away with it or win lanes too hard. The other issue is that he eventually goes late and he gets the double box with the Ags. That's his other really strong power point, in my opinion. And you just can't win team fights. You either need Nullifier or you need hard Dispel. And then you don't care about the boxes.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like you describing a pickup as a counter when it counters one ability.
It's a good... I mean, it is his kit in the late game fights.
It is very good, but it doesn't deal with the fact that he is going to destroy you in lane, most likely.
You can't solve everything, Austin.
Okay.
Who cares about lanes anyway? NA teams, and look where they are. Going home. But at least it's not too far, so...
That's true.
We got that going.
Well, not for these NA teams.
That's true. The modern NA team, they actually have to go all the way back to sea. That's a rough one. Imagine, dude, imagine you're an NA team and losing an NA, and then you got to fly all the way to... I actually didn't think about that. That is... Condolences. You have my condolences.
Miro!
Oh,
whip! We'll finish him off. A third kill for Tundra in this laning phase as the bottom lane continues to dominate.
Yeah,
I was going to say the one thing I like about Shadow Demon, because the Demonic Purge is also an answer to the Darkseer as well, right? You got a lot of things you're going to be dispelling off in this game.
It's a good Shadow Demon game.
Dire's bottom tower.
Really good Shadow Demon game. Also, good hero to get the stacks up for the Bristle, even if his lane's hard. So maybe you go in this game as BetBoom knowing this lane's going to be like impossible to win, but you get the Shadow Demon, he can put some stacks up. Miro can go back to that, do it at some point, and then you're recovered.
If your camp was open, but Whitemon had blocked out the Ancient camp, so they're not even get that many stacks.
Whitemon's too good, so you can't really plan for that.
33 almost dying there to the... he is going to die as Pure...
Oh, he's got the water boost.
Nice TP play onto the tier 2. That was very smart. Whoa! He vacuumed him into the 1 pixel cliff!
Not like this.
And he TP's away! That was so close. But 33, the great escape.
Oh, dude, sometimes it's just not your day. I guess that's when you play against Tundra. This is just, I don't know, like what? That's not a calculatable play.
It was calculated by 33.
No, it wasn't. That's why he had that expression at the end. That's why he had the, can't believe I got away with that. Not a, I knew it was going to happen all the time.
They're going to go back for Pure. He just used his TP in order to get the punish onto the Darkseer. Now he's dead. He's going to have to walk out the lane.
Super heads-up rotation. This is just Omega punishing for the Ursa that already got kind of abused in that game 1.
Oh, Whitemon gets a little too aggressive, though he did have a couple of things up his sleeve there. A couple of tricks from the circus trade he has, and GPK with the rotation in for the mid lane takes a lot of damage from the Rocket Burst, but he's okay for now. The Wukong's command helps secure the kill onto Whitemon.
What a support player, man. Even dying there, he throws the potion onto Crystal.
True. Meanwhile, 33 finally, Pure finds him and punishes him. Sable take away the haste rune from BZM.
Big pickup.
So, BZM, his opposing mid laner, went away. The question is, what were you going to do with that? Apparently not get the power rune.
I still think BetBoom had more breathing room in this game than they did in game 1. I will say that, especially for the Ursa. I don't think his game is as hard as better core matchups here against the Gyro Darkseer. Like, these are good Ursa matchups. You don't really build as strong of items against him, right? You're not getting super early Yule Scepters here, I think, on the side of Tundra. They're probably going to go the Glimmer Force Staff, Ghost Scepter rate. I mean, they always do that, but in general, you just don't care about the Ursa spells too much. The Shadow Demon Purge plus Nullifier is going to be mega value in this game versus the Ringmaster and the Darkseer and the Gyro. So I think they have more breathing room. And this is a very even game so far. So honestly, I don't think they're feeling too bad, even if some of these little things like getting vacuumed on the cliff and whatever have, you know, been a more morale loss, so to say.
Sure. Level 6 is right around the corner for some of these supports.
You got to try and use these Snapfire ultis in the early game if you can. Rotate BZM to these side lanes or rotate supports mid and look for the monkey kill. Every Mortimer's Kisses should be a core kill in this game.
Yeah, combine it with like a Shards block in from a Tusk. It's a 1-2 combo that is really simple.
100%. I mean, you can even just throw a missile on someone down here and just start shooting off the Kisses. It's not a difficult connection in this game. You just want to make sure you can get as many of them as you can. Because that's how this hero gets the early farm. And then your options are either to go agree your farming item like bots, used to be the default, or just go fighting early Kaya. I guess it's okay. That means extra damage.
Trying to go for the kisses on Kataomi. He is definitely dead. Using it on a support, though, when the power rune is on the other side,
I think he
doesn't
was
feel the best.
I think he's dead regardless of using the kisses. You rather just walk up and blast him. Then you still have kisses threat on the map. I think this spell is really important for the early game here. That's the only reason I'm kind of emphasizing this.
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely have a kill on GPK if you would be able to get a wheel. Gonna be put behind him, but GPK just gets aggressive with the amp, but the whip is gonna stop from getting off the Wukong's command, and he will fall. 4 heroes brought to the mid lane by Tundra.
That is a big gank there. You get the kill in the end. Super valuable here for BZM. Tundra starting to pull ahead in this early game now. Bringing the numbers, bringing the firepower, blocking the catapult. They would like to get as much damage on this tower as they can. They will keep it alive. Not too bad. Forced out a glyph. Decent value.
What's the response from BetBoom?
You gotta TP the monkey back in somewhere. Either going mid or bottom if you think you can just run at the gyro, but that is very unlikely.
Go for mid, but now they've got 3 heroes mid, no power rune for a minute, so they have to immediately smoke up to try and make something of this positioning of theirs. Get out on the map. They start making their way towards bottom lane where Miro is tempting fate, tempting Tundra to go on him, trying to bait a little bit. Tundra, though, focused on farming. They're taking an Ancient stack right now. Monkey King is going to slip behind their defenses. Will he find his opening, though?
Oh, they ran the wrong way.
Yeah, Whitemon and Crystallis both split directions, and they will find neither kill.
Such a big committal on that smoke. Bringing the monkey down there looking for the gyro connection. You get nothing out of it, and Crystallis' farm not even slowed down. Might get Whitemon in the end.
Yeah, it's just, again, another situation where you've committed a lot of time and some ultimates to just kill a support. Mid laners on both sides struggling to find good moves. Soxa trying to play with them a little bit here. Set up for mass Tundra TP, and Miro took the bait there. It's going to be straight into the kisses, so it's not even like they could back Miro up there. The Shadow Demon hit by a final glob of fire will get burned out.
Tundra are just bringing numbers to these fights. They do not want to lose any sort of early engagement, especially with Greaves already done for 33. Yeah. You have to feel strong. That is the power of the Snapfire hit. You're supposed to win every early team fight because his kit is just insane compared to almost any other cores. And they're putting it to use here, especially with Gyrocopter. He's kind of very similar. And it'll just be Atos into the Gleipnir. I mean, Gleipnir is strong on this hero when you have a lot of early levels. A lot of AoE to pump out. A lot of extra chain stun potential. Pretty strong Gleipnir game. Probably not a lot of early dispel on the side of BetBoom.
Miro blocked in. Beautiful shards from Soxa with the wall on top of it. Now, the illusion's not going to do that much damage, but it helped blocks him in, slow him down long enough for BCM. Oh no, the cookie in the wrong direction! Soxa faced the other way. They missed the kill as a result, and here comes the punish. GPK in from behind, right on top of BZM, getting the Jingu stack, try and pull him off him with the vacuum. Is it going to be enough? BZM has some stacks on him. The dual press should be able to finish him off while GPK is fighting for his life out here against 3 heroes heroes, and it's not good for him. Pure comes in from behind, but now regrets his positioning. He's going to be able to go to the bridge here. And maybe because of that, stay ahead of Tundra. He can hop out of the shards, perhaps. Good for now. The taunt, though, pulls him in a little bit more AoE damage. Whitemon in behind enemy lines, trying to finish up Miro. But Miro, bit of a shield, a bit of a regen. The clap is not quite enough. A dagger to the back will finish him off.
The whoopee cushion into the dagger. A classic Dota2 move.
And Whitemon looks for even more. He will block out the Ancients a second time in this game and put a little bit of threat onto Pure's life as well.
I even get the Wisdom Shrine. So just everything aligning here for Tundra in that sequence. And no Wukong going off for that monkey. That's just such a tough fight. The shards from Soxa, absolutely on point. They just stall out so much in this engagement. And we don't even need to say about the ring. Nothing to say about this ringmaster. He's dumpstering kids out here.
Hey, exactly what we expected from the Whitemon ringmaster, really.
He's gonna have a really fast duels. This is bad news for the bear, man.
Yeah. Used up into Tame the Beast is a combo that we've seen Whitemon put to use a lot with this hero, but the fact that he's matched up against the Ursa just gives so much extra value to the Yules. Now, Pure, well, with the Demonic Purge, there's that counter right there. Demonic Purge, no box. But what about this stack? Is BetBoom strong enough to take the Ancient stack?
I think you have to no matter what.
Gotta try with the Battle Fury.
You cannot just give all these to the Gyro, get nothing off these moves.
Especially since they took your Ancient stack.
Yep. This will trade out for the Tormentor. So not a bad trade for BetBoom, honestly. I don't think they were ever really getting Tormentor. They're just not strong enough to fight Tundra head on, but you can get something that's worth a Tormentor.
So the next step on the objective war would be Roshan. When is BetBoom feeling strong enough to try and do it with the Ursa, because that is a hero that allows you to do it early, and whether or not Tundra get an opportunity to contest like they did in game 1.
Well, they don't have AA, so can't go as bad as it did there.
Well, I think you just jinxed him pretty hard. Whitemon's level 9.
Yeah, he's massive, man.
With a strongman tonic ready to go, the wheel goes out. Pushes him into it with Tame the Beast. Lot of poke damage. GPK pulled back into the final blow of Crystallis.
That just looks easy right there.
Yeah.
And again, accelerating this Yules that's going to come out here. These supports on Tundra have gotten a lot here in the first 15 minutes. And the bot's done for BCM. I like that he went back for it here. I think there's just core on this mid Snapfire, honestly. It's not just about being able to keep the farm rate up and join fights. I think the move speed in the team fights is huge on this hero.
Plays like this, where one support sets it up, and then thanks to a Boots of Travel, BCM can always follow through. And they smoke from this positioning. 3 heroes in the corner of the map. They'll go through the gate and take that safe lane tower from BetBoom.
As fast as possible right now where they have the advantage on the map. BetBoom, their team fight is just not that great in the true 5-on-5. They are a little reliant on item timings and making them work as well as possible. And so because they're behind, they're a little afraid to just group up straight into Tundra.
Tommy in some trouble. State tries to come in, help him out with a disruption, but he's right next to Crystallis, and the snowball is headed his way. He gets cut down, and Kataomi's going to be left behind. No BetBoom cores can take this fight.
They just don't have the items to take it right now. Struggling to get to the first round of defensive items. Like, you're still waiting for this Blade Mail on the Bristleback. He has nothing. This monkey, nothing right now. This Ursa, Battle Fury. Like, show me an item between these 3 cores that lets you fight, Austin.
Magic Wand.
Thank you.
Good
Very
team fight
illuminating.
Answer is there is no item.
Yeah, there is not. We're 18 minutes in the game. You don't have a single fighting item between your 3 cores. You're not fighting. And that means you're probably feeding.
That is exactly what's happening. They get 1 kill with the kisses, and they put a lot of damage on a Pure as well. He had 2 enrage. And look at Tundra, faster and faster and faster. And they've got the heroes for it too. They can just movement speed, run around the map. A dagger that nabs Kataomi. That slowdown is enough to condemn him.
That's all it takes. more gold into their pocket, more gold for this support duo, and is already running you over.
You've got Darkseer with the Surge. You've got a bot Snapfire. Gyrocopter's just a naturally fast hero.
And they end up going for Drum on the Ringmaster. So you already have that done. More move speed to the mix. You can still get the Yules here. And you're going to have a Blink Dagger on this Tusk very quickly.
The movement speed is just great for running down the heroes, but also help with kiting. Get out of the Wukong's command faster. Get away from the Ursa. Of course, use another Enrage, but this time the Enrage can only do so much when surrounded by 3 heroes. No help from BetBoom.
I mean, there's just nowhere to run, right? You lose the Bristle bottom, Pure runs / TPs across the entire map, and he still dies on the upper quadrant of the map.
Yeah.
I'm sure this guy's sitting here like, where am I supposed to go? And when are we going to fight to try and hold some part of this map right now? Because you are bleeding a lot of net worth. As Tundra can do this and just let the Darkseer shells and the Snapfire with the bots push the lanes in.
Frankly, you can't run. You just gotta hide. You gotta be out in some place on the map.
I think you have to
cut
fight.
waves. You think I mean, do you think they can fight? They certainly can't fight this way. Save being the first man to get picked off. One of your backline heroes is gone. The Ursa only just now coming up from him dying in the top lane. And BZM, okay, that was a little ambitious. Maybe he can still get him, though. Outside the Wukongs with the cookie, he bursts him down with the Strider.
Well, that feels bad if you're GPK. Because you're still trying to get an item in this game, man. He will finish the defusal.
Yeah.
Wishes he had it for that play.
I mean, would it have really made a difference, though? He just dies to just straight up magic damage. A full kit of Snapfire, 100 to 0s.
Yeah, the extra shard damage with the Kaya Amp, also nothing to scoff at.
Yep.
You got to do something.
This hero doesn't look like a meme right now, that's for sure.
It's a good meme.
Maybe it's a meme in the sense that it'll go a little viral after this. Maybe more people will try out the Snapfire mid.
I mean, this hero's really fun when you're cooking people.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I like this build this game. Like going these early fighting items. The bots blink. Everything this hero wants. Just abuse his really strong spell power. You don't need anything crazy. And just take the game over.
And soon he's going to be sending one of his allies into the back lines with an Aghanim Scepter.
All right, at least BetBoom have their items here. You have the Blade Mail Bristle, you have the Diffusal Monkey, you have the BKB Ursa.
I don't think the 20-minute Blade Mail is too much to brag about, but we'll see what he can do with this. Blade Mail and a Disruption. Tundra, they'll keep him placed a little while longer. Miro stacking up the slows. BZM getting some damage from a distance. Trying to pull this Tusk out of position. He can only blink so far away. BetBoom will get 2 kills. They got the 2 supports. No core deaths in a while, but
this is your chance to strike back in this game.
Okay, are they in a position to take Roshan, though? Not quite.
Not with only those 2 kills.
Yeah.
You get a core here in the next minute, yeah.
You can get the Darkseer. I feel like he's probably the most problematic hero when it comes to... Well, I guess there's Snapfire Kisses, too. That's actually pretty bad. They have really good Rosh contest. Pure threatened a bit there. Kisses coming in. He will not have to use his BKB, though. So that's a win for BetBoom.
Might be able to make something out of this. The only downside is you don't have Demonic Purge right now, which I think is your best spell to commit and kill people.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have an opportunity here. You got a reaction out of Tundra. You got 2 ults. You can make a nice play, just jump somebody, pop the Ursa, BKB, commit for the fight. There's nobody fighting BKB Ursa in this game.
Miro, he's trying to bait himself, pushing in this bottom lane. The rest of the team wrapping in from behind the smoke. It's going to run in Whitemont here. Breaks it, 33, goes for the vacuum. Only fighting GPK. He gets out the bound, the strike of the Wukong's man. Pick him inside the snowball. That's going to help. When he comes out of, he's going to be low. Can GPK survive? No. Instant burst damage comes out from Tundra as they wait out the Wukong's command. Now go back in for the kill as Pure limping away. An ice pack trying to create a little bit of space, but a cookie is right on point. Gets him on top and finishes off the bear. And now the rest are just dust. Tundra, their 5-man is too much for BetBoom to handle. Even with a surprise move from behind, their reactions are too good. They will take out 4 and lose nothing for it.
I mean, the biggest thing is it's just not a surprise. Whitemon is just sitting there, wards the hill, sentries it, sits on the low ground. Terrible position for that to get broken. And the second you get broken there, that's a miserable exchange.
You're just too good at reading the situation.
If anything, they kind of got lucky because 33 knew they're there. He goes for the vacuum on the monkey in the tree. He could have gotten more in that vacuum.
Yeah.
Like if you were more clumped, you all just would have been diced down onto that low ground in a really bad position. Luckily, you're split, so you can still get a pretty nice disruption save on the monkey post Wukong. You know, he still does something there.
Yeah.
It's just not enough. You're far behind at this point. Now you're very far behind. You lose a chance to snag that Aegis away.
At this rate, I mean, they just can't fight until they have BKB on the Monkey King. Because the magic damage just comes too thick and too fast.
I don't know if you're getting BKB on the Monkey King in this game. Unless you can win a fight.
BKB on cooldown, 7 seconds. Pure making a run for the tier 3s. A dagger, a missile, but that is just a bit of poke from Tundra.
Yule's already done on the Ringmaster here.
And Revenant's Brooch done for Crystallis, so...
Yeah, he is massive. 808 on this gyro. We haven't talked about it much, but that's because his game has been incredibly smooth.
It has.
And
Pure, now he has to use the BKB, but he can't TP away. The wheel, tame the beast. Pure is able to walk past the wheel, dodges the dagger, but in the end, it's all too much. Tundra, again, just like in game 1, they just seem to have too many resources to deal with the bear.
Yeah, they're relentless. They're just not giving him any space either.
Yep, constantly running around the map, constantly looking for these pickoffs. There's the gobble up. Straight on to Kataomi. Meanwhile, Miro tried to TP away. Soxa denied him that much. And now the kisses to save Soxa's life. Miro desperate to get a kill out of the situation. Will get it. But it's still Tundra running the map, running over BetBoom time and time again.
BZM absolutely cooking up. Even just took the cookie talent, which I think is the better talent than the extra shredder attack. But it really tells you he's not worried about like, oh, I'm going to need to really scale the physical here.
Yep.
You know, this +1 shredder attack is kind of a worthless talent. Still, it tells you how much they're just running the map right now.
Back to mid. It doesn't stop. The BKBs, they come off cooldown just a bit too late. Tundra are just able to threaten these heroes time and time again, relatively for free. Now, Save wants to get a punish here. Disruption going to be used, but Crystallis, he's not afraid of this fight. He's got the Aegis after all, and just goes underneath the tier 3 with a flat cannon shots, mowing down the supports. Now back to GPK. They did manage to kill 33. That's something. And if they can get away from this Gyrocopter Aegis unscathed, on the cores at least, that's not too bad of a situation, honestly.
They recover the gem. That is... I mean, we're seeing what this BetBoom lineup is supposed to do, which is Demonic Purge a core, go on them, kill them really quickly, and then you can take the 5-on-4. Unfortunately, you're playing into Aegis and a very large net worth lead. You're not able to capitalize on that kind of kill, but it's very fast and efficient.
Seen this story before.
I'll shoot him in.
All it takes is Soxa to make sure that Miro is caught, and then the rest of the team can follow through, thanks in large part to the Aghanim Scepter of BZM. The map feels so small for BetBoom. It feels like Tundra can be everywhere, all at once.
Is that a movie pun?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Just checking. I don't know how many.
They know he's taking some Lotuses right now. They're going to gank him on the Lotus pool. Okay. They just got back-to-back kills on 33. BZM wants some revenge, though. Amp damage. Here comes the gobble up. Right to the Ursa. Chain stunned. Pure, almost dead already. Had to enrage, still has the BKB. Holding on to that one. Disruption, Ice Path, Macro Pyre. Crystal's gonna walk through it, walk through the Fire and Flames with the Aegis. Not giving a damn. If he dies here, he'll come back on the second line. But if he comes back up, he's gonna be missing some allies. Soxa's dead next. He's caught inside the Ice Path, so he can't even immediately take advantage of the positioning. Cookie trying to get him close to Kataomi. They'll run down the Jakiro at least. But BetBoom, another situation where they do manage to outmaneuver Tundra and find a little opening.
And it takes some big core kills down. Again, starting with this Darkseer, really good recipe for success. This Demonic Purge, there's no answer to it on the map right now. I think Save knows it. The second that goes out on any sort of target, you can find a core isolated, you are going to take them down. They're still hunting here. Another Purge up in 10. They want some retribution. They know the Wisdom rune is here. Wisdom Shrine available. Easy Whitemon kill.
Get the kill on Whitemon and take the Wisdom Shrine. This is great. I mean, the trade-off of the Tormentor, when you're losing this much already, you weren't going to fight that Tormentor, so...
Tormentor's just more net worth for when you kill these heroes, you get more gold.
That's the one way to think about it.
And you got gem out of that.
It's an optimist way to think about it.
There's a lot of momentum that has shifted in this game.
Yeah.
BetBoom are not as far behind as the net worth says.
How much do you think it swung percentage-wise?
Yeah,
Give me 20% points. Okay.
After that, 25% maybe?
Okay. Dota Plus agrees somewhat, says about a 15-point swing.
Well, that hasn't caught up yet. You know.
I think it has.
No, I think we still yet to see the effects.
This is the Aegis power
S&P
play
500
all over
right now. You know,
okay.
we're just entering the bear market.
Listen, we're trying to uplift people, not depress them right now, Avery, okay?
Well, buy the dip, everybody. Not a financial advisor. Just for the record, I am not a financial advisor.
This is not financial advice.
I'm not a Dota advisor either.
Yeah, don't listen to a suggestion on either. 32-14, 15,000 net worth lead for Tundra. They're already one game up in this two-game series.
Holy moly.
Yeah, Save has got something to work with here.
That is absolutely massive.
He doesn't have the shard yet.
But Demonic Purge is the best spell in this game.
Okay.
For BetBoom especially. Now you got two of them. That is huge. Your kill opportunities just double. Straight up. So this is a really pivotal fight.
Yeah, Chrysalis may not know what he is silver edging into right here. Maybe
how is there no detection?
There is no detection. A three-man vacuum. And Pure only going to be saved by the fact that I think Saksa couldn't get inside of his own beautiful shards.
They just didn't know he had a Shadow Blade. But still, that is a high ground that is very often Sentry. Like, there could be a ward there, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a dangerous move to make.
This is just, he just caught sleeping. Crystallis with the punish. Instant Shadow Blade value.
And Pure on the other side, we get out of the replay, and he's already under assault again. Though 33, he's just trying to buy a little bit of time.
Golem throwing
Gobble
on
up.
his face.
Now the kisses. They need the land, though. Okay, he's going to get caught in the Ringmaster combo. Now, the Enrage does manage to go off. That will only delay the inevitable, though. Tundra take the kill. Beyond godlike for Chrysalis.
Again, just as BetBoom find a little something in this game, Tundra shut it down. Still buying out items here. They're not going to waste buybacks. I feel like they just need every bit of gold they can to make that one fight work.
Oh no, the vacuum on two. They were just trying to clear the creep wave. Cookie meeting follow-up. They get caught in the Wukong's command. Maybe they can make something of this if there's any follow-up to the snowball. No, there's plenty of saves. Miro's pushing forward, though, trying to stack up the goo. They've already taken out the gyrocopter. GPK lands on a BZM. Get on top of him. Walrus Punch, a little bit of separations. Got him inside the shards. BZM's not sure to do with this gobble up. He doesn't even throw him out. And then BetBoom just running him over.
What?
Tundra just got too aggressive with it. They thought this game was done. They thought it was won. They trip over the finish line, fall flat on their face, and lose a hefty lead.
All it cost you is a Jakiro buyback. Your other two cores are strong enough to just run at everybody there. Just ran the gyro down. He has very little survivability. And he dealt 1,700 damage to himself off the Disruption Illusions plus the Blade Mail. This game feels very strange. I'm not sure I like Tundra's itemization for once. I'm very mixed. Like, I don't know if this is a game where you don't end up with Satanic on the gyro, for example, or the extra scaling on the snap. I mean, they were completely running it over, so there's an argument this game was already won in their eyes. But now, some of these decisions might come back to bite you a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'll be honest. I think Chrysalis maybe took the wrong lesson from 33 when he said play like Duraccio.
Okay, well, you're just cutting it all ways. I mean, like, come on, dude.
He got aggressive. He dove the base. Tell me that Tell me that didn't give you flashbacks of Duraccio.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
fortunately for them, it is a later Roshan spawn, so BetBoom did not get that for free. It will be contest over it, and they still hold an 11,000 net worth lead. But things just got a little spicy.
It was just the way that fight went. Like, they're just running at them with two heroes with everybody else dead.
Whitemon trying to get wards up on the high ground.
What?
Cuts a tree, places a ward, immediately going to be dewarded.
Okay, that was a little insane. You gotta remember they lost the gem here, so it's just running around on this Bristol.
Backing back in on Miro with a break from the Silver Edge, but they can't really commit that much to a disruption save, buys him a bit of time. Kiss is coming in, but they get him 4 staff, trying to get him inside the wheel, but it's not quite there. Just a little shallow.
Look for the re-engage if you're BetBoom. That's a lot of ults thrown out.
As long as you get away from that wall, I feel like a team fight is exactly what the doctor ordered for BetBoom.
Kind of surprised 33 threw it out that casually. There's not really good wall targets in this game, which again goes back to like this Ursa Darkseer matchup. Walling him doesn't do that much.
Sure.
Yeah, they're just going to force the re-engage here.
Snowball. And BKB committed. GPK really wants to be able to fight in this area. Soxa was only able to blink so far. He got stuck into the trees. Boxed for a little bit. They don't know where he's at. Meanwhile, Miro got pulled back into a break from Chrysalis. Once again, disruption. And a 4 staff over the shards again. There it is. Again, BetBoom. Maybe the initiation wasn't the cleanest. Fuel Scepter and a dagger. GPK will use his shard to get up to the high ground, though, and Tundra do not want to chase into all that.
Just not enough lockdown between either team. Need some abyssals or hexes or something in this game. Everyone's just kiting everybody out, and ultimately BetBoom unable to break this high ground position with the gyrocopter. The Tusk has really been a problem for them. Just stalls up every sort of initiation. If you go on him, you don't have the best stuns in this game. You can't chain stun Soxa before a punch. Snowball comes out and he blinks. If you go on someone else, he's going to blink, punch you, then snowball that guy. Someone's going to get Ringmaster box. Kind of a nightmare lineup to single target initiate into if you don't have some really good utility control.
Yeah, it's hard for Save to be able to play the fights, right? Because he needs to be far enough back to save people of disruption, but they also really want the demonic purge.
Oh, they need the purges in there
on these heroes as well. When the Ursa jumps them, Roshan moving over to the other side of the map now.
Maybe you can get a lucky basher. We did see the Scotty picked up for the monkey. That's a huge item in this game. It means GPK can play a lot more aggressive, survive a lot longer, deal a lot more damage.
Yeah, we have
also extra slow, like just keeping heroes in your vicinity.
It's a fair number of ranged heroes. It would be the extra slow from the Scotty.
You gotta remember, this gyro still does not have a lot of survivability. No BKB on the gyrocopter, no satanic, no butterfly. It's really just this Manta Dispel, and that's it. And if you're laying into him, he's relying on the snowball, he's relying on the box to bail him out. But if you get a bunch of goose stacks on you, the Manta's already used, you're gonna get shredded.
Power Rune, it's there. Miro, haste. Instantly dispelled by the Yules. And again, locked in by the shards. Doesn't need the 4 staff for now. Tundra not doing anything with this.
I think BetBoom are okay with this standoff, though. Outside of the mid lane, went to their tier 3. This is a wave I think Tundra need to go to right now and start hitting with.
Yeah. With double siege wagons, it's going to do a decent amount. They're going to cut the mid wave on BetBoom now, but yeah, you could see BZM taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, that's the correct play. Force BetBoom to make the aggressive move. You're stronger as the defender here with the high ground.
BetBoom are refusing to leave, though. They put Pure inside the pit of Roche.
They cut the next wave, but these catapults are going to do some serious damage.
Miro trying to get aggressive with it, force some sort of reaction, push him away from the pit. 33 on the other side, tries to throw out a vacuum to pull him out of the pit, doesn't find anything. And the wall is a miss as well.
This is awkward. You're losing mid-racks right now. Lost your Fury swipes on Roche too.
I mean, it's fine if BetBoom can actually win this fight around Roshan with 1 ultimate already thrown away, 2 rather, from Tundra. Pushing forward, Miro already down to half HP. GPK finds his spot, gets off the Wukong's command with 3 heroes inside of it. Pure tries to follow it up. The Kisses are keeping some of the heroes back on the side of BetBoom, but they do manage to get 1 kill. It's the Ringmaster. Vacuum, Pure, he's fine for now. Miro's going for the next one. Demonic Purge, oh, he's gone in an instant. Minus armor, stacking up with a Boundless Strike, makes short work of the supports. Broken, Bristleback with Disruption. Now Pure jumping onto the gyrocopter. Got a bash. A second one raining in, and Pure can get this kill. Demonic Purge, and they got him. Now 33 on the run. Slowed down, not hit by the Boundless Strike, but it is slowed down by the Viscous Nasal Goo. Stacking it up. Their Surge goes out, but the heroes are too many. He can't dodge them all. BetBoom will win the fight. They should be able to get the Roshan. It did cost them that mid-racks, but that is a sacrifice they are willing to take. They are on the verge of a massive comeback.
Oh, absolutely. Take that trade every time. And Save, he plays that fight so patient. Does not commit in with the monkey on the first go. They're a little cut off on that ramp. You do not want to go into that ramp clump and get mega punished. Let the fight develop. Let your tanky cores absorb the first hit. And then that second round of that team fight, you land that demonic purge on the gyro, that fight's over. There's nothing you can do to bail him out. Really nice execution there. And the Scotty from GPK makes all the difference. He can jump in there. Everybody has to run. They can't just sit there man up against this Monkey King. That's a huge difference. Like, you could say, oh, the Wukong's not killing anybody, but you're trading out ultimates and setting up the fight for the demonic purge to win it in the second half. That's massive. Heart on the bristle. Again, just stall these fights out. They are wearing through Tundra's damage. Where is the damage going to come from in this Tundra lineup in the late game?
It's not coming out of the gyrocopter, I feel like, because every fight we're going to see the Ursa jump that gyrocopter, and with an Abyssal Blade, it's all the easier for him.
This is where I go to the talent and the item choices. You itemize to dominate this game in the mid game and prevent it from going to this point. You don't have the Shredder talents.
Yeah.
You went the magic damage Snapfire, which is fine, but that damage is not going to scale as hard. And now it's putting a lot of pressure on the Gyro, who also kind of went a magic build with the Brooch. So your physical output is atrocious. You basically have none. These BKBs on BetBoom are extremely strong. This is starting to feel difficult for Tundra. You got to find some big openings. You can't rely on wall illusions either. There is no wall illusion right clicker in this game.
Yeah. I mean, if they get to Swift Blink plus level 25 on Pure, I mean, Gyrocopter's just not a hero in this game.
Yeah, I don't see what he's doing. Maybe you can somehow get back to this Satanic and it bails you out.
Maybe.
Like with some Snowball, Ringmaster saves, but...
Yeah, it's the Ringmaster saves that are going to have to come in super clutch here.
I don't know, I'm just looking at this kit right now. I don't think it's winning you. The fight's...
No. It was definitely an all-in for the mid-game, and that push up to the high ground by not just Graceless, but all of Tundra. That fight is, they're going to look back on that one as the point that turned the game.
Now they're kind of
spotted by GPK. Ghost Scepter hoping for a blink, but getting tagged by some damage. He'll snowball blink. Got him on the poison. Nicely placed by Save.
Another pick off here. More gold in the Monkey King's pocket. BetBoom are in control of this game right now.
That pickoff feels really bad because I actually think that the win condition for Tundra starts turning into the Snapfire scaling, like you said, but also the Aghanim Scepter on the Tusk. Right, creating a situation where BetBoom have to really push into you deep because one of their heroes is way out of position from the kick. But
this Snapfire 25, if he takes the Kisses talent, which I assume he will with this buildup, there's a lot of damage in that.
Yeah.
If you can land him on someone without BKB.
If you can get him, yeah, to use BKBs, kite it out, and then give the Kisses later.
Also, even through BKB, sometimes you can just kill people.
Sometimes.
Not from full, but it's a lot. You should not underestimate these 25 talents on the Snap.
And they're fighting for it. They have tier 2 up in bottom lane, so they can effectively just ignore their base if they want to. Let mid and top be taken in exchange for farm time. Nice pickup from Save here. Ogre Steel Totem and a Manta, but he doesn't have anything to deal with the mobility. Pure, he catches a +1 there on Whitemon as well. We're talking about where Tundra need to go item-wise. They may not even get there with the pickoffs happening like this.
Our map is completely closed out. No ratting right now. That means BetBoom, they're just going to march up this lane. Minute left on the Aegis. Time to do some damage.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 lanes. Oh, they're going to threaten the tier 4s. Love this play. Get the buybacks out of them now.
Yeah, I actually like this call. Just go for it. Like, who cares about Arax in this game, honestly? Right?
Yeah. Tundra are playing for time.
Don't give it to him. Get the buyback. There's the gyro buyback. Okay, now you try and chill a little bit.
Okay, they have to try and punish Miro. Miro will die.
No disruption.
And a vacuum onto 2, onto the 2 supports. That's really good setup from 33. If they were just able to finish him up, and now they're walking into Wukong's command, and it's bad. The Ice Path locks down 2. Both the supports on the side, and Tundra in some trouble. The Kisses are raining in, though.
Level
Can the Kisses push them through all that with the level 25? He's not hitting the cores who just marched forward. Pure and GPK, they push forward. They take out the Gyrocopter. Half your damage just gone on the side of Tundra. It's all up to BZM, I guess, but
he just used his ult. He's got nothing.
there's nothing left in the tank for Tundra. A push to the tier 4s, a bold move from BetBoom has now put them in a position to close out the game.
He sold items for refresher. Second ulti.
He's going to try again with
Round
the
two.
wheel. Here it comes. Disruption going out. Oh, all of this AoE. Can it do enough to finish off any of these cores? And he's just going to walk it off, dodge the kisses, and then back for the throat kill as BetBoom straight to the Ancient. They get out the glyph, but they know, Tundra, you have nothing left. A comeback secured by BetBoom. Baron Pure running into the fountain, but he won't do it here.
It was a meme all along, Austin. It was a meme all along. I knew it. I knew it.